This video is a quick overview of the WCLN student management system. And the goal is to keep it short, so we'll bounce through the main features after a quick history for context. The BC policy changes in 2006 allowed for more flexibility for online learning programs, but it soon became clear that teachers and administrators now had to spend way too much time doing paperwork related to the registrations, keeping track of these students from different places, and managing audit data. The student management system was a local solution for this problem, that is, let technology manage as much of the data handling as possible, and teachers and admin can focus more time on students. Now, as more districts took interest, it became part of the consortium project, and with multiple districts starting to use the system, more features were added. And some of these features were based on consensus among everybody, and some were added so they could be turned off and on depending on local preferences. After about 10 years of growth, the program was getting pretty large and a more sustainable plan was needed. And therefore in 2016, we turned the SMS over to Two Story Robot, a BC-based programming company with 10 employees, experience with BC schools, and a solid reputation. And we outlined all of our required features, and they rebuilt the system from scratch. Turned out to be a much more efficient and stable system, and they also help out by hosting the SMS for many of the districts. At this point, there are 15 BC online programs using the SMS, and everybody chips in yearly, every cent going to updates and new features. Two Story Robot is the one in charge of maintaining that software, and we just let them know what our priorities are. So, what does the SMS do? Let's dive into that. First of all, on your program's website, you'll simply add a link to Register Now, or however you choose to word it, and that'll take students to the SMS registration form. And the first thing that a student sees here is the confirmation questions. Now, the confirmation questions are customizable by each program, and a student can't submit the registration form until they check these off. So this not only ensures that a student knows what they're signing up for, but can also prove useful later. Should a student say, "But I didn't know," and you can just point out, well, in order for you to have registered for this course, you had to agree to this in the registration process, and the argument usually deflates a bit. And after the confirmations, the regular demographic data. Typical kind of stuff. And then to the educational background. And here grade options are based on date of birth from the demographic data. That is, if determined to be an adult, students can choose from graduated adult or ungraduated adult. If under 19 on July 1st, then they can choose from grades K through 12, and then also select their school from a list of all the BC schools. Once the registration form is completed, the student automatically gets an email, a confirmation of registration, and this is totally customizable by the program. It's used to confirm as well as encourage students to submit the required documentation. Along with triggering an email, the registration also causes the student to show up in the student management system as requested, and this is the main table that staff sees. Which students they see in their list depends on the staff's account. Teachers see all students in their course, whatever school they're from. Counselors see all students from their school, whatever course they're in. And administrators see everyone. Here's a student who recently registered. They're currently requested. Once the office has the documentation they need, they just click Verify ID, and the student becomes enrolled. Just like this student here. At the point of being enrolled, they get full access to the LMS in their course. Note that this student has 3% of their English First Peoples done, and is currently sitting at 100% in the course. Nice. This student has progressed nicely in Pre-Calc Math 12, 81% the way through the course with a current grade of 94%. Once an enrolled student meets the activation criteria, the teacher can change them from enrolled to active. Also, you can see all of the timestamps here. Enrolled on August 24th and then activated on September 6th. And when they're completed, another timestamp will show up right here. We also note that this particular student is flagged. The different programs can use student flagging for different purposes, but it's common to use it to identify IEPs, Indigenous background, or anything else that the school would like to pay attention to. And to access more detailed information about a particular student, you just click on the student's name, and a detail panel pops up with further info for you. It's all set up as all the data you would want in front of you during a phone call or some other meeting. Staff also maintains an activity log for each student, basically keeping an ongoing log of any status changes or comments related to any particular student. This allows ongoing communication among teachers, school counselors, and administrators, keeping everyone in the loop. Within the log, everything is timestamped for future reference. If we jump back to the main table here, we note that we can search for students, either individually using the search area here, or as common groups using the filters. The advanced filter, looking like this, allows you to pull together groups of students using a series of conditions. For example, if you were looking for all students from a particular school who are active, or all students for a particular course who are completed, whatever you piece together, you can search for. In addition to the general advanced filter, there are a number of specialized filters here, and these are ones that secretaries or administrators found useful when organizing or reporting. We made custom searches to make it go faster. Another link that you can add to your program's website is the Parent Portal. Now this allows guardians or advocates to grab current student status 24/7. When security info is submitted, a current grade report is generated for each course. For data analysis or archiving, the office can generate achievement data, a summary of program data in CSV format, student archives, report cards, and activity reports for each student as individual PDF files, contact information, that is parent contact info for use in other programs, and enrollment stats for admin to keep track of staff loads, course statistics, and make nice charts for staff meetings. And that's a super quick summary of the SMS. For more detailed info, you can always go to WCLN.ca and browse under the SMS tab.